See that out there? That's heat. That's nothing but hot. So we're not going to do that today. What we are going to do today is Ryobi upgrades. So I have this, I picked it up for $20 at a garage sale. It is the Ryobi P746 and it sounds like crap. Fortunately, it's just a matter of they put terrible speakers in it. So we're going to rectify that situation today very simply. I happen to have two 3.5-inch speakers left over from a charger project I was working on. Maybe it was a RAM project. Who cares? These are 4 ohm DSC 35s. These are nice because when you see later on, all we have to do is cut these ears off to fit these in. You'll see I have the Ryobi soldering iron out. I'll have to use that as well. And altogether, this should take us very little time to do this upgrade. USB ports already built into this so you can charge your phone in the top, listen to music. And why on Manly Machines? Because everybody needs music when working on your car, right? Let's get this thing cracked open. It definitely needed to be cleaned up anyway, so this is perfect opportunity to get it done. Gosh, what a difference an hour makes. All right, let's get to doing this. If you hear thunder in the background, well, you know why. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screw holes, and maybe 9 and 10 here. Let's get them undone and see if that gives us better access. That's an area for battery backups to keep your clock set between uses. Let's see, does this come apart easily? Probably not. I believe I got all the screws. Of truth, and there we go. That wasn't so hard. Now it's just a matter of disconnecting all of our connectors from the front, and I'll probably have to refer to this video, but the power connectors go on this side, and on that side it's for the, I don't know what that is. And that separates your back. Put that aside. And next would be to take out, well, this tray doesn't really come out, but this circuit board does, and that's what we need to remove so we can get these tabs off and get these speaker grills out of the system. So let's take these 3 off. And let's pull that board up. Oh, it's certainly coming down out there, I'll tell you that. And unplug that, and we'll unplug this. The rest of this I think we can leave, and those are our speaker leads. So let's do that. If you look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's our speakers. So we'll disconnect those, we'll get those out, pull them out, and we'll come back when that's all done. And there we go, we've gotten all 6, there's 3 on this side, 3 on that side of these out, which now free up the speakers. Only, we're not going to try to pry them out from this end, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to take this face off and push the speakers in through that direction. They come out this way, and our new ones are gonna install. Well, you'll all see. So let's get this, that, 4 screws. Let's get them off. And there you go. Front grill came off, just the 4 screws. And now we have to get these speakers out so we can get our new speakers in. And as you'll see, it's just, they're not paper, but they're definitely not a rugged material. And then these tweeters are terrible. And there you go. And a little bit of advice, these are glued in usually, so you're gonna have a little bit of a fight in your hands to get them out. We'll be gluing the new ones in anyway, but these are a little harder since you have nowhere to pry from. So we're gonna desolder these leads off of these 2. There and there and there and there. And we're gonna solder them to our new speakers. Now it's time to solder. And for this, I'll be using the Ryobi soldering kit. I don't recommend soldering on a fabric surface, so we're going to get something to put down underneath this, probably a cooking tray or something, just to make sure we don't set that on fire. Pizza pan for the win. Turn it upside down and boom. Wife says I can cook on it, that's all that matters. Do my thing. Now, I have very little experience with solder, so please don't bash me in the comments. I'm doing the best I can. There we go. And that's what we want to see. And we know our tip is tinned. We can start melting solder. Again, we're just trying to get it to release. And be careful, this is a magnet and it will pull that close, which will burn your hand. And there we go. Now, we're just going to do one. I'll show you why we're only going to do one. Now, there may be enough solder already on this for us to just... So we'll put a nice dab of solder on there. Add our wire. And we'll let it cool. Again, don't flame me in the comments. I'm not very good at soldering. I do enough to get by. Alright, so we're only going to do the first half. And we'll desolder the other side. We're not going to connect the other because I'll show you why. We have to push these through to mount before we can do anything. Let's get that desoldered. Boom. Those are out of there. Look at the teeny little magnets on the back of that. We have to do some modifications. And first things first is we're going to cut these ears off of this speaker. Now you may choose to get a different 3-inch or 3.5-inch speaker. Whatever one you choose is fine. Just know that you're going to have to modify them regardless of which ones you get, because they need to fit in those grills. These are probably the best ones because they have such a small bezel to them. It's easier to cut. And these don't cut very well, so I'm just making a crease. Again, this isn't an exact science because these are going to be behind the bezel, so we don't really care anyway. Just don't damage your speaker. Alright. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go in through the front and place the speaker in here like so. And that's why we didn't connect our wires all right away. Now you can get that nice and centered in there. And now we are going to have to get some hot glue. We're going to hot glue the entire outside of this with our Ryobi hot glue gun. Why not? And we're going to seat this one, we're going to seat that other one, and then we'll solder it back together. Now this should just be a commercial for Ryobi at this point, because there's our glue gun. Ryobi, Ryobi, Ryobi. I have a Ryobi problem. I wouldn't call it a problem. I still like to think for $20 at a flea market, I'm still winning, considering I had these speakers just laying around. This thing is confusing. It looks like it's working. I don't actually know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to try take 2 on this one, where I'm going to glue it and you guys are going to sit right there, because I can't do both at the same time. I just get glue all over myself, and I don't want to do that. So we get it seated in where we want it to be, and that is just about perfect. Now, this will probably rattle itself loose over time, so we're going to use a lot of glue. This is works a little differently than I thought it did. You actually heat it up in the base, and then you squirt the glue out the gun, and you need another glue stick right away, because this eats up a lot of glue. Holy cow. But this is going pretty well. And it doesn't matter what it looks like on this side, because we're not going to see this side. We're going to see the other side. Just trying to get any on your speaker cone. You will be okay. Let that dry for a few. It's not the prettiest, and I'm not the best glue operator in the world. I am mediocre at best. But this is all it takes. And we'll get the ears off this one, and we'll do the same thing over here. And there we go. It ain't pretty, but it works. We'll let that glue harden just a little bit, peel off this extra stuff. I mean, we're going to have this grill over top of it, so who cares anyway? You're not even going to see them. But you know they're in there, and they're secured. And now we're mostly reassembled. I have to say the assembly and disassembly of this unit was very, very easy. I might have to review some footage to find out if I plugged all the plugs in the right spots. Pay attention, because there are only 2 types of connectors under here. This one, this one, this one, and this one. And they are interchangeable. Well, they're interchangeable, meaning you can plug each one into each other, but they may not do the same thing. So I'm going to have to go back through the video footage to make sure that I have everything plugged in correctly. But now we're at the fun part where I have to solder these leads onto those way down there. And there's no way that you and I are going to be able to fit in there to get this done. So I, unfortunately, am going to have to throw you guys aside. You're going to have to pray for me and hope for the best, and we'll see if I can't get that back together. And somehow, some way, we got that soldered in. I don't know how I did it, but I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Now, assembly is reverse of disassembly. We have to remember that this one goes closer to here, which makes that one, and this one goes to that one. Now, we have 2 of the screws in, and before we go all crazy, we're going to do a function test, because God forbid we put it all back together and it decides it doesn't want to work anymore. Well, that'll be a problem. Okay, no buzzing, no humming. The screen's a little dark, but as you can see, and we have noise. Let's see if we can't find a nice local radio station.
Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
I'll spare you all the collar guard stuff. This thing turned out great. I can't play the music because stupid YouTube rules, and it'll be somebody else's copyrighted stuff. But for what amounts to some cheap speakers I had lying around, and you can get even cheaper ones. If you get any 3-inch speaker, it's automatically better than the ones that are in this. And for $20 and a little bit of elbow time, this thing sounds fantastic. And again, I'd love to play it for all of you, but I can't because YouTube. That's it. That's all I got for today. Nice, simple, easy one that anybody can do. This is like crafting almost. So for all you crafty people, you know, I'm a crafter too. Anyways, we'll catch you in the next one. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you later.